Okay, so we're starting a Naruto What if Naruto got 4 overpowered miraculous? Now I'm making this clear. 2 of these are OC, are original miraculous, and the other 2 you'll figure out what they are too. There's 2 other miraculous that are in the story, but they're gonna go to Naruto's future lover. So you guys are gonna figure out how the fuck we're gonna handle this. So let's go over what he's learned. This starts 6 months into the training trip. So let's go over what he learned in the first 6 months. Naruto learned about the Shadow Clone Jutsu's trick, the Shadow Clone Jutsu trick, aka the fact that it gives back its memories. And currently, he's been working a bit on his basics. Now, Naruto and Jiraiya is in Uzushigakure because Jiraiya has told Naruto about his clan. He has left out anything about Minato, but told him about Kushina. So, in case you're wondering, this is where the miracle box is going to be, Jason. The Uzumaki clan. When Naruto was in the Uzukage Tower, and yes, he was in the Uzukage Tower. I repeat, he was in the Uzukage Tower. He found a weird box on the Kage's table that had what he knew was a blood seal on it. You heard me right, Jason. Only the Uzumakis could open this miracle box. Therefore, only an Uzumaki could get his hands on the last 6 miraculous. When he opened this box, when he put some of his blood and opened the box, there lied some jewelry. But even he could feel it. The amount of power oozing off of these pieces of jewelry was insane. It kind of scared him a little. Now, okay, what is the moth and, the other one that we chose to give to Naruto's lover? Jason? What was it again? It was a peacock miraculous. What does they look like? Are they both necklaces? What? I'm just gonna say one is a necklace and the other one's a belt, okay? I know. Okay. In this box lied 2 earrings, 2 necklaces, a bracelet, and a belt. These each had what looked to be an animal on them. One looked like to had a one of the necklaces looked to be that of a peacock, and the other one looked to have a lion thing. The bracelet looked to have a wolf thing on it. The earrings looked like they had ladybug spots on them. The ring, and there was a black ring and a belt that looked like it had a moth on it. Naruto decided he felt that 4 of them were more or less calling out to him. So he picked those 4 up. It was a necklace, the bracelet, the earrings, and the ring. It was the lion fang necklace. As all of a sudden, 4 spirits. He didn't know what they were he didn't know this at the time, but they were Kwamis. The first one, Leo, appeared. It was a lion. Appeared out of the necklace. He said, "Hey, name's Leo. Nice to meet you, kid." So, what you just picked up was some legendary fucking artifacts that I'm shocked you randomly found. But I'm glad it was us that called out to you, which means you have enough power to actually use us properly. Which is shocking a little. Knowing that we are the 4 most powerful miraculous. The other two are the 5th and 6th most powerful. We were the only miraculous that the Sage of Six Mouths could not destroy. We're not going to go over why he could not destroy us or why he wanted to destroy us. All you need to know is we're not cruel and we're not evil. He just thought we were going to get in the way of peace because of humans, how do we say? Fucking greed, said Leo. Hey, am I wrong? So, yeah, he needed to get rid of us. But we were the only 6 he couldn't destroy. So he gave us to one of his 3 kids. The first Uzumaki. Kurashi Uzumaki. The first of your clan, Naruto. And we were what he inherited from your clan. From his father. Just as much as Ashura, the first Senju, inherited his father's body and stamina. And Indra, his first son, inherited his eyes. The Sharingan, the first Uchiha. We just stayed out of the damn war. So, in simple terms, we're gonna fucking serve you. We're gonna skip 6 months. It's been about a year since he started the training trip. Naruto's mastered his 4 quams. He haven't found a good enough user for the other. He wanted to give them to someone he wanted to protect with all of his heart, though. He knew that this was the peacock and butterfly miraculous. As Kurenai was currently on a mission as well. Naruto did not know this, but this would change his life for good. For the better, hopefully. Unfinished pending and download. Nope, but I'm about to. Thanks for the idea. Guys, I'm sorry, but it was updating, therefore, and I didn't want to risk it for the biscuit. So, yeah, you guys are going to have to wait through the update with me. Sorry about this, guys.
Miraculous monarch bug! You want to know something funny?
Here you go.
There's been 2 episodes so far where he's almost gotten to make his wish. Punk Moss, Shadow Moss. There's one episode where he got Ladybug, Cat Noir's ring, finding out who was Cat Noir, but then it got erased, thanks to a second chance, when a clone uses their power.
It's extreme.
Without a order. There's always a consequence. But you see why it happened. The flag had the black cat.
Okay, let's get back to this. You don't have to explain every little detail to me about Miraculous Ladybug. I get that this is a crossover between those 2 series, but still. But back to the story. Kurenai was the last survivor of her team. She was on a team with some other people, with 2 other Jonings who were absolutely fucking massacred by a group of Eva Jonin. Now she was in the middle of. Now she was running from the Eva Ambu that were chasing her down. They were already talking about raping her and shit. You have to remember, Eva hates Konoha. Jason, this is the shinobi world. Killing, rape, it all happens. You just now realize that. It might not show it, but they make it more than clear with how dark this world is. But let's get back to the story, guys. Hey, they never show any of the scenes. And plus, they never even hinted at it. But we all know it happens. Anyways, back to the story. They ended up in a little village. As Kurenai was still running, as a weird person appeared, wearing what looked to be a black cat suit. As she heard this boy say, "Cataclysm!" In an instant, before the first Ambu could realize it, he touched them as the man turned to dust. As he switched outfits real quick, now he looked like a weird lion-human hybrid. As he said, "Lion's fear!" as he punched him, as the guy started trembling in fear and ran for his life. Then he switched suits again. This time he looked like a wolf man. As he said out loud, "Absolute creation!" as his hand started to glow with an ominous green. This was the power of Death Curse. A power that not many people would even think to use, because how dark of an ability it is. The ability to kill somebody with just a touch, after all. That's just not normal, no matter who the fuck you are. Saying that power is not dark is pretty much a lying right through your teeth. This is more comfortable. So, as he quickly punched the last two Ambus, as they died on the spot. As she seen the kid transform back to Naruto, and she was shocked. As he said, "Hey, Kurenai-sensei, what's up?" He didn't know why. They spent a few months together. After all, she was ordered to stay away from Konoha and work with Naruto until the trip's over. After around a month of them just hanging around each other, Naruto gave her the two miraculous, the other necklace and the other belt. He called them the butterfly and... He gave her two different pendants. He called them the Peacock and Butterfly Miraculous. Okay, we're back now. Sorry about that. As they slowly looked to blend into her outfit, she was shocked. Because she didn't know they were fucking mythical artifacts. Naruto said they were powerful weapons. Naruto said they were powerful artifacts. He never said they were mythical. You forget Naruto himself doesn't completely know they were mythical. That part of the past has been forgotten over time. And they have yet to fully tell them everything about themselves. You forget this, Jason. The Kwamis have their own secrets. But anyways, over the past, in a matter of a year, Naruto has mastered Sage Mode and created Raisen Shuriken, using his Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, which he learned that trick in the first year, the trick of the Shadow Clone Jutsu in the first year, in the first 6 months. Naruto showed his prodigial mind as well, quickly. And in that year, she mastered her miraculous abilities. So, yeah. And after they both mastered their miraculous, and he's mastered all of he went back to remastering the basics, making sure he does not lose it. He even mastered his chakra control down to a point to where it's fucking horrifying. And over that past year of him just remastering his basic, him and Kurenai became unnaturally close. And even Jirai could tell it. There was a fucking blossoming romance there. Jason, can you turn that off or some bullshit? Alright, so we can concentrate on the damn story. What? Okay. I just asked you to turn that off. Back to this story. Back to the story, though. So, and a few days before they left, before they started heading back to Konoha, they finally made it official. Naruto and Kurenai were dating. Literally, Jiraiya finally shouted to the heavens. He shouted, "Finally! You two have been dancing around each other for the past 5 fucking months. Do you know how annoying it is for me? How many times I just feel like a third wheel every time you guys drive me on your hangouts?" As he said that with air quotation while making air quotation marks in the air. While making air quotation marks with his finger. I kind of feel bad for Jiraiya right now, huh? The guy's a pervert, but imagine being stuck always being a third wheel because they were both dancing around each other.
Every couple has their
Jiraiya was just forced into the role and he didn't want to be.
You want the type of person that wants to help.
No, he doesn't want to even be among these so-called friendly hangouts, even though he knew this was a date, but they just didn't want to admit it was a date. Because they were currently dancing around each other.
What he doesn't want to see is this.
No, Jiraiya's a fucking perv. He just got tired of them dancing around each other and just wanted them to make it official already. He was done with this shit.
What's he going to do about it?
He was the most... Jiraiya was currently thinking about if they didn't make it official by now, he was going to lock them in a closet in the next town until either lock them in a room together until they either got together or started fucking each other's brains out. Which then he was going to use for his porn novels. Which, yes, Jiraiya does write porn novels.
Damn.
So, yeah, that happened. Jiraiya's not an OC, Jason. Jiraiya's an actual canon character.
Damn.
He literally straight up called himself a super pervert. Anyways, back to the story. When they get back to Konoha, before they head to the Hokage's, they all head to the Hokage's office. But Kurenai said, "I have to meet up with my team before you guys head out." He said, "Okay," as he wrapped his arms around her waist and pulled her in. As she wrapped her arms around his neck as they kissed. As she quickly unwrapped her arms around his neck as he released her. As she walked away and said, he said, "Love ya, see ya. Love ya, love you, bye." They both said at once to each other as she walked away. As they both walked to the Hokage's office. By the way, both of those pins were on her breasts, by the way. One on each. As he said out loud, "Plague, claws out." He doesn't know why, but some part of him knew he might need this power. As he said, "Plague." What was the other Kwame's name that wasn't Fenrir, Leo, or Plague? Yeah, Tiki, Fenrir, Leo, be on guard. I have a funny gut feeling I might need your power. By the way, in case you're wondering, they don't have the whole power-up stick. Because, remember, everything involving them was destroyed other than these 6 miraculous. Which the Sage of Success could not destroy, so he just kept them. and he was the last wielder of them, before he gave them to his son. Before he gave them to the first Uzumaki, his third and final son. Make sense, Jason? Trust me, Jason, these dogs are wildin'. Don't. Oh no, don't release them. I know that's what you were thinking about doing. Yeah, but I also know the way you think. Oh, you already asked him. Oh yeah, huh? You look like you can actually beat me in a fight. Anyways, back to the story. So, yeah. It goes to canon. This meeting will go to canon. But Sakura does show up to the Hokage's office and does not walk to there with Naruto. Is it bad that part of me pities Sasuke for what he has to fight later? Why? Because he's an emo prick? Sasuke? Sasuke Uchiha. No, he isn't. He's the furthest thing. I'm pretty sure he's fucking gay. Remember that thing we watched earlier? Yeah, the black-haired kid, that was Sasuke. The guy who was grabbing Naruto's snake was Sasuke. Anyways, back to the story. So yeah, why the Naruto and Kurenai, why they were coming here? After all, they haven't been dating for a while. They've been living together for a very long while. They've been sleeping in the same tent as well because they both knew how they felt about each other, but they decided to dance around. So they came up with these excuses to keep sleeping nearby each other in the same tent. Both of them came up with different excuses for different reasons why they were doing what they were doing, why they kept sneaking into each other's tents. Yes, but they kept coming up with different excuses to tell each other. Like, Kurenai literally walked into his tent pulling a whole, I had a nightmare stunt. One night. That should tell you something. Because Kurenai is one of the most feared Konohachis in Konoha. She's nicknamed the Ice Queen because no man could ever melt her heart. That was until Naruto showed up, may I remind you. As well, she's also called the Genjutsu Mistress because she was overly skilled in illusions. Anyways, back to the story. Every time I have to do an advertisement, I don't want to make you guys watch it, so I'm going to most likely click the skip button. Yes, but I pause the video every time I do it. To give my fans at least somewhat of a break. So, yeah. Tonight, now we see Naruto and Kurenai making out in Naruto and Kurenai's house. Yes, Jason, this is a fucking lemon. Before you ask. This is 18 plus. I think I realized a fact about my channel. All my videos will be 18 plus. Simple. My targeted audience is teenage boys who are just going through puberty, so their hormones are, how do I say, acting up. That's my, targeted audience. And what better way to keep that targeted audience with you other than sex scenes? Answer that, Jason. You can't answer that, can you? It's the best way to keep that type of targeted audience. Oh no, that's how I got into what ifs that involve lemons. I was around that age, so I searched up 18 plus what ifs, and I found these. Jason, I've tried. The Phoenix what if. Remember that one? It was originally meant to be a what if not that wasn't 18 plus. Nope. Damn. After the first few parts and I realized it wasn't getting a lot of views, I decided to up the ante. Which made me create the first lemon of my press channel, aka Fanfiction No Comment. Back to the story though. So back to the story. They were just making out as Naruto was rubbing all over her back as she was rubbing all over his. They don't know why, but their hormones were on a high alert. They know they know the only reason this could happen was either two things. This was either their Quincy or whatever they're called. What is the one I'm thinking of? Kwame's fucking with their hormones for some unknown reason. Because, to be truthful, I don't know why the commies would choose to fuck with those people's hormones. Like I said, fucking with people's hormones.
If anything, it'd be
Because, wait, but why would one of hers fuck with her hormones?
The only way that would work is if they were
But for some reason, the hormones are on a high effect. Are going off like wild animals. She's in her 20s, Jason, and Naruto's 16. But not hers. And her hormones are just off high alert as his. And she doesn't have what's his name? The black cat. To fuck with her hormones. As Naruto finally had enough and threw her onto his bed as he jumped onto her and ripped off her clothes. And ripped off her dress. As she couldn't hold herself back anymore and ripped off his. They were both naked now as Naruto just started kissing her on repeat. Fully making out with her while playing with her breast. While playing with one of her breasts, he was teasing one of her breasts with his fingers. He was sucking on the other one with his mouth while his other hand was, let's say giving her helping fingers. If you know what I mean. He was fingering her, Jason. As they were just fucking on repeat. They don't know why, but a part of them needed this from each other. They needed sexual interaction. They were horny. They needed love. And they needed sex. They do this for a couple hours. Naruto has godlike stamina, and you need to remember this as a fact. I guess it comes with being a reincarnation of Ashura, huh? So, yeah. As they were finally done with this part, as she decided to take this up a little, as she told him to lay down, as he laid down, his dick was already hard, so she didn't have to give him a hand job. As she sat on his face, with her legs spread out, so he could, give her a helping tongue, if you know what I mean. As she leaned over and started licking his tip. They created an infinite food glitch, if you know what I mean. She was giving him the holy water while he was giving her the protein at the same time. As they kept doing this form for a couple hours, she was able to, after a few minutes, she was able to get all 12 inches in her mouth and down her throat. As she started going up and down with it. As Naruto was moaning into her pussy. As she was moaning on his dick as he was doing that to her. After a few more hours of that, they finally stopped, and they finally had enough of the foreplay, as Naruto flipped her over, as she stopped sitting on him and put her pussy right over his dick. May I remind you, she's still a virgin. As she slowly lowered herself down, because he knew Naruto is humongous. After all, he had a foot-long dick, and it was 6 inches wide, half a foot long and thick, and a foot long and half a foot thick. And she was putting that inside of her. Can you imagine how painful that is? Meh. Yeah, meh. She was playing cowgirl, riding him. After she was able to get used to his size and all that, she started moving up and down him as Naruto gripped her waist, as he started thrusting on cue with her, making her scream his name more out in utter pleasure and bliss. As finally he flipped her over and started thrusting into her. As she was moaning out his name harder, faster, Naruto-kun.
God damn.
As she got off the bed and put her hands against the wall, and she grabbed her ass and pulled them apart, telling her to pop, while she's at it, pop her black cherry, as Naruto thrust it into her ass. After a few hours of that, he gave her sperm, as he coomed in her, without protection, may I remind you. They both wanted a child. As she sat up, went up to the wall, as she put her hands, as she said this, "It's about time you pop my red cherry, now pop my black one." As Naruto said, "Okay," as he walked up to her and pulled her ass cheeks apart. Yeah, he's about to do that to her ass. He's about to give her anal sex. As he started thrusting into her ass. As he started screaming out in utter pleasure his name. She found out she had a kink. She had an anal kink, I guess. Because she enjoyed this more than any of the other forms that he cooned her in her. Especially how it felt when he cooned in her ass. She truly enjoyed that. I guess now she knew she had a, kink. She had a very kinky kink. She loved anal sex. To an unnatural extent. They do this for around 5 more hours. They both had ungodly stamina, and it was fucking horrifying to be. Can you imagine being Naruto's neighbor? For all that time, all you hearing is a girl screaming out Naruto's name in her pleasure. Can you imagine it? All those moans and screams. Can you imagine being Naruto's neighbor at that point? You would hate Naruto, huh? Jason, how would you react if you were Naruto's neighbor at that point? Jason? Because you knew. You would be like, how much stamina does you have? And after they finish, the next day they both wake up cuddling each other in each other's embrace and arms. Cuddling. They both knew they loved what happened last night, and they would never argue and say they didn't. And guys, that's it for part 1 of What If Naruto Had 4 Overpowered Miraculous. And see ya!